Hello and welcome. Picture this. I'm wedged into a rattling 96 tram up St. Kilda Road with a manila folder that screams Plan B in thick black letters. It's the Wednesday before March scholarship tests. One of our schools has just slotted an interview for Saturday morning. The exact hour our student, Annika, is due to sit EduTest across the river. 2 non-refundable fees, 2 real opportunities. One 12-year-old already nervous, and her mom on the phone asking the classic Melbourne question, can we do both? Here's the truth after years in enrollments and applications. You don't get one shot. You get many if you plan for them. It rarely looks tidy. It looks like tram rides with Plan B folders, polite emails requesting accommodations, and helping a child say, I don't know yet, but I'm curious, without sounding coached. This system is designed for multiple pathways. The families who do best aren't the ones with limitless budgets. They're the ones who learn the rhythm and work with it. And that rhythm is changing. In Victoria, more than 40% of families now apply across multiple sectors, government, Catholic, and independent, up from about a quarter a decade ago. That's not desperation. That's strategy. It's recognition that excellence exists in different forms and that fit matters as much as reputation. Annika is the kind of student who makes you grin. Bright, gentle, unflappable on a netball court. Her family moved from Sydney to Bentley East and landed headfirst in the very particular ecosystem that is best schools in Melbourne. One morning, they're on an independent school tour. That evening, a government SEAL info night. And by the weekend, they've realized Catholic timelines sit a full 2 years ahead for Year 7. So we did what I always do. We didn't start with a list of famous names. We started with a weighted framework. It's the anchor you need when a glossy prospectus and a school captain's speech make every school feel like a dream. We sat at the kitchen table and put numbers out of 10 against what matters to this family. Commute at 8:15 a.m. because nothing is theoretical on the PN Highway. Learning pathway, VCE only, or VCE plus ID at places like Carey or St. Leonard's because choice later is power. Culture, single sex or co-ed, pastoral care and how a school handles failure. Academic stretch, enrichment, SEAL, acceleration policies. Co-curricular fit, robotics, netball, music, where joy often lives. Total cost, tuition, levies, camps, devices, because surprises kill calm. Outcomes, distributions and value add, not just median ATAR, how a school grows students. And gut feel, circled in green. Belonging is one of the strongest predictors of success. You know it when your child leans in instead of switching off. Once we had our framework, we mapped timelines, because timing is half the game. Independent schools like MLC, Carey, Retours, you're generally submitting by grade 5 or early grade 6 for Year 7. Scholarship registrations close around February for March testing, EduTest or ACER. Competition is fierce, often 8 to 10 applicants per place, but it's structured. You can plan. Catholic secondary schools, think Loreto Mandeville Hall or Sacré-Cœur, typically ask for applications in grade 5, with offers landing in October that same year for Year 7 2 years later. Sibling and parish priorities matter. If Catholic is your path, earlier parish engagement helps. Government, you're guaranteed a place at your zone school. Check your address on the official site. Out-of-zone placements and SEAL programs bring their own timing. Late grade 6 testing, often EduTest, and a strict order of placement. SEAL has expanded to around 15 schools as of 2024. More opportunity, more complexity. Map it. Selective entry high schools, Melbourne High, Macrob, Nossal, Suzanne Corey. Test in Year 8 for Year 9 entry. Many families keep that path open. These schools consistently post high value add scores. Translation, they're very good at helping students make big leaps. By week 2 of term 1, we'd filed 4 applications, diarized 2 open days, booked EduTest for 2 scholarship rounds, and reserved seats at a SEAL information session at McKinnon. We also collected documents, birth certificate, immunization history, latest reports, NAPLAN, and a simple student CV. 2 pages, not 20. That CV, admissions don't want a thesis. They want a picture. Academic highlights, including curiosity markers, independent projects, questions that led somewhere, leadership and service, peer tutoring, SRC, community, interests and passions, what they do when no one's watching, character, how they handle setbacks, how they show up for others. One line that captures their spark. Schools remember the student who asks why some people are afraid of maths more than the one with perfect scores and no voice. Then we hit the tours. At Carey, Annika whispered, I like that they have both IB and VCE. What if I want choices later? Dual pathways are a growing trend for a reason. At Rutan, she watched a Year 8 robotics team debug code under pressure. When they solved it, the teacher said, good call, pivoting to a simpler algorithm. No fuss. Priya squeezed my arm. That's our style. These are the moments that matter, the unscripted ones. How does a teacher respond to a mistake? How do older students treat visitors? Does the principal know names in the corridor? It's not the speech, it's the hallway. Now, about that Saturday clash, the interview and the test at the same time. This is where the Plan B folder owns its name. We drafted a concise, respectful email to the school with the interview, explaining the conflict and asking for flexibility. We did the same with the testing provider. You'd be surprised how often schools accommodate when you communicate early and politely. Another interview slot, a later testing session. You don't burn bridges by asking. You build trust by being organized and transparent. Here's the bigger message. It's not one shot. It's a series of well-timed steps. You create option value. Scholarship rounds cluster in February to March. SEAL tests later. Catholic offers arrive earlier and can be kept warm while you explore. Government zoning is a safety net. Selective entry sits out in Year 8 if your child blooms later or wants a change. This isn't gaming the system. It's understanding it, so your child can step into the right place with confidence. If you're overwhelmed, build your framework tonight. 1. Commute reality check. Do the 8:15 run once. If it drains you, it'll drain your child. 2. Learning pathway. If IB appeals for breadth, shortlist schools offering both IB and VCE to keep doors open. 3. Culture. Single sex or co-ed. What pastoral care does your child need? Ask how the school supports cruisers and strugglers. 4. Academic stretch. Enrichment, extension, acceleration policies. Do they support curiosity, not just performance? 5. Co-curricular identity. Robotics, netball, orchestra, debating. What matters to your child? 6. Total cost. Tuition plus levies, camps, devices, transport. Avoid surprises in the senior years. 7. Outcomes with nuance. Look beyond median ATAR to distributions and value add. Growth, not just glory. 8. Gut feel. Circle it in green. If your child lights up, pay attention. A quick word on rankings. Seductive, but limited. A high median doesn't show what happens to the middle. Value add, the spread of results, and teaching culture tell you whether your child will be stretched and supported. The best school is the one where your child belongs and grows. And please, let your child speak. Give them language they own. In interviews and tours, it's fine for a 12-year-old to say, I don't know yet, but I'm curious about robotics. Or, I'm interested in both music and science and still figuring it out. Authenticity beats polish every time. Admissions can spot overcoaching in 3 seconds. The student who asks a real question and notices a small classroom detail, that's the student they remember. I'll end back on that tram with the Plan B folder. We made the calls. We asked for accommodations. We chose based on our framework, not panic. Your version might include a Plan C, an out-of-zone application, a SEAL test, a scholarship round you hadn't considered, or the confidence to decline a shiny school that doesn't feel right. The structure is there if you know where to look. Map the timelines, build your framework, collect documents early. Keep that 2-page CV warm. Visit with your eyes open and your gut switched on. You're not chasing perfection. You're choosing fit, growth, and a place that will meet your child where they are and take them somewhere better. You don't get one shot in Melbourne. You get many, if you plan for them. And yes, sometimes it looks like a clattering tram and a folder that says Plan B. That's not failure. That's the system working for you. Thanks for listening. If this helped, share it with someone staring at a stack of prospectuses tonight. Take a breath. Build your framework. Make smart, flexible choices. You've got this.